Wherever I go, there I am. Welcome to Sobriety Snippets for Women Over 40, where we elevate our mindset and exchange hangovers for higher consciousness, one powerful snippet at a time. I'm Becca Jacobson, and you have landed back in Snippet Land. Welcome, gals. Today I'm going to talk about trying to run away from yourself. Man, oh man, I did that for years. If I could just do this or just be that or just change this or just go there, everything would be different. And everywhere I went, there I was. What's that all about? Everywhere you go, there you are. Gals, let's talk seriously about this. I've got a bit of a giggle on today, but I'm quite serious. We do this. We try and do this. We try to get away. And, whether it's I need a vacation, oh, maybe I need a new job, maybe I need a new partner. Oh, maybe I need to just fix my partner. Oh, maybe I need to quit drinking. All of these things will give me a fresh start. But then you get there, and there you are. You're still there, and you're still the same. And it's a new location and the same nervous system. A new house, a new job, same thought patterns. Alcohol-free, same inner critic. What is going on? What do we have to change so that we're not facing ourselves again and again and again? Well, right? You're not going to like the answer, and you already know what it is. Listen, gals, our environment changes a lot faster than our identity does. And if we're tired of running and showing up and seeing the same thing every time we look in the mirror, whether it's a real one or a proverbial one, then we have to make the change inside. It's an inside job. We can rearrange our calendar. We can optimize our lives for this. We can join the gym. We can sign up for programs. We can buy a new journal. We can change the diet. We can do all of these things, and we're still going to come face to face with ourselves. Why? Because we rarely sit still long enough to actually meet ourselves. It's what we're running from. It's why we drink. We don't want to face ourselves. My dear, you, the real you, is waiting to meet you. She's just waiting for you to turn around and say, all right, my love, let's talk. We got to talk. When is the last time you actually faced yourself? We're actually trying to escape discomfort. We're trying to escape the past. We're trying to escape shame. We're trying to escape regret. We run from silence. We're afraid of loneliness. We're afraid we're not enough. We're afraid, what if this is my life? What if this is all there is? We don't want to look at any of those things. So we either drink or run around in different directions or change any of the many things I've already mentioned, and none of it will work. None of it. We'll still end up face to face with exactly the same thing that's always been there, ourselves. We can't run from ourselves, gals. And so maybe today is the day we stop running. Maybe today is the day that instead of running, you give yourself a break, turn around, and introduce yourself to yourself. Who are you, and what are you running from anyway? Well, I can tell you, and I haven't even met you. You're running from the past. You're running from your emotions. You're running from trauma. None of these things can be escaped. I mean, this is the ironic thing. It's like a dog trying to get away from his own tail. Running and running and running, terrified because his tail just keeps chasing him. It doesn't work. Your tail is always going to be there. Oh, dear. I'm giggling because I spent over 30 years trying to run away from myself, and the women in my life, in my world, I watched them do it. My mother, my sister, my older sister, both of whom have passed beyond the portals of this life. My older sister died at 55. She overdosed on fentanyl, and she spent her whole life trying to run away from herself. My mom died at 62. She was addicted to pills when she died. She died from breast cancer, but she was an addict when she went. And They both ran and ran and ran. And when I was 52, I finally was forced to stop running. And I wasn't ready for it. I was terrified. I was irritated. Oh my goodness, irritated is the wrong word. I didn't want to do it, but I was forced to finally stop and face myself. And here's what I want you to know, gals. It's like the monster under the bed. It's just not there. The scariness that we're trying to escape is not scary. Facing fear is not scary. Facing your past is not scary. Facing yourself is not scary. Now, when I say that, I don't mean to say that you don't feel fear, but we begin this journey by learning how to face fear, by finding out with curiosity, well, what does fear really feel like anyway? And what is the end result of fear? We've run from it for so long that we've turned it into a gigantic monster that doesn't exist. And I'm not talking about reinvention. You know that? We often think I'll reinvent myself. And it might sound like that's what I'm talking about. Come and do this work and we'll reinvent you and you'll be a new person. I'm actually not saying that. I don't want to reinvent you. I don't think you should try and reinvent yourself. Reinvention says, I'll become someone new so I don't have to feel this. You don't have to reinvent yourself. All we have to do is integrate. Integration says, I'll stay with myself long enough to understand who I am. I'll allow myself to grow through the pain that I've experienced in my life. I'll face my trauma. This is huge, I know. This is asking a lot. But remember, here in Snippet Land, I don't give you fluff. I'm not giving fluff. I don't give fluff. I don't want fluffy solutions. I want real growth and real solutions for you. We put on the big girl pants. There's no room for cream puffs around here. We say to ourselves, all right, fine. Let me find out what I'm so afraid of. And I'm not saying that there isn't fear. Please hear me say that again. I'm not suggesting you're not afraid. We all have fear. What I am here to tell you, though, is that it's amazing when you find out how strong you are. There is nothing that's happened in your life that you are not strong enough to face. Nothing has ever happened to you that you cannot stand up and face. Nothing. Because that's not how we're built. And I've said that before, haven't I? I want us to go from I need a new life to I'm willing to sit with the life I have. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to move. We don't have to change anybody except maybe ourselves. And the truth is, we're not changing ourselves. We're sitting with ourselves, finding out who we are. And then what happens is, as we integrate, as we face the past, as we look at ourselves, we do change. But we aren't intentionally changing. We aren't approaching this work. Remember, this is an emotional journey. We don't approach this work saying, I'm going to change myself. We approach this work with curiosity and courage and guidance. And then we do change. Ultimately, we stay the same underneath, but how we live with ourselves changes. How we respond to ourselves changes. If you're trying to change anyone in your life, you're doing it because you're trying to run from yourself. I hear a lot from women about partners, children, careers, things that need to be changed, shifted, fixed up. It isn't any of that, my dears. It's none of that. All of those things will fall into line when you learn how to face yourself. This is a big ask, right? I know it's a big ask. Everything I ask here in Snippet Land is a big ask. I'm going to make an admission. I'm about to confess. I confess. I have honestly considered lightening up. I've said to myself, there's this little voice that says, Becca, why don't you just lighten up? Go a little fluffy. Make it easier. Offer something to these women that they can do kind of, real simple and get a real quick hit and make it all just really simple and light. I don't want to do that. I want to help you make this, as I love to say, the best chapter of your life. And that isn't going to happen with fluff. And the funny thing about it is when we approach this work with guidance and curiosity, at the end of it, we turn around and go, that was not nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. I spoke with a client this morning, and she found herself giggling at some of her own past behaviors, things that used to feel heavy and shame-filled and frightening. She was actually able to get a laugh out of it. Not laughing at herself, but being able to see things in perspective and realize, wow, I've been running from shadows. We don't need to change our diet. We don't need to change anything. We just need to turn around and be willing to sit with ourselves. And that's exactly what I teach women to do. And boy, is it worth it. Gals, unprocessed emotions will never disappear. You can't drink them away. You can't run from them. They will wait and wait and wait. And while they're waiting, they weigh you down. Nice pun, right? They're waiting, and while they're waiting, they're weighing you down. Their weight gets heavier and heavier. We carry these emotional wounds, and they use up energy that we could be using for youthful, creative living. That is why sobriety, when done properly, creates the best chapter of your life, creates a life that you did never expected to experience. I feel younger than I felt ever. Like 30, forget it. I was drinking so much in my 30s, I felt like an old woman. Same with my 40s. So my goal today was to get you excited about the possibilities for your life. That's actually my goal every single snippet, isn't it? I'm here to tell you that there is something waiting for you, my dear, waiting for you to step up and say, holy crap, I want to taste some of that. I want what she's having, right? Gals, I'm going to give you a little bit of a teaser today, a little heads up for what's coming in March. I'm really excited. On March 11th, 2026, Snippetland turns 3 years old. I turned on this microphone for the first time on March 11th, 2023. Also, that same week, we'll be publishing the 600th episode. The 600th episode. What on earth have I been talking about for 600 episodes? Well, mainly the same thing I just finished saying. Just repeating myself over and over, and I don't mind. I'm going to just keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it until you finally give in and say, okay, Becca, damn it. Bring it on. Let me have it. I'm in. Gals, that's 3 weeks from now. We're in the middle of February right now. Well, we're closing in on the end. So in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, we're going to be having a big celebration here, celebrating 600 episodes and 3 years. And I'm going to throw a massive party by doing a free live event that you're invited to. Way more on that coming up very, very soon. But get excited because I would love for you to join me in the celebrations. In the meantime, make sure you're deeply embedded in Snippetland. I come at you through YouTube and your inbox and here on the Snippets. If you're not getting me in your inbox, today is a great day to pull open your email and send me a note at beccajacobson.com and just say, Becca, send me the goodies to my inbox, and that's all it takes. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back next time so I can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.